Bhole Baba Ki
Jai.
Jai. So we're here at Bhole Baba Ashram in Rieferath, Germany. And we're very grateful to be here in Sri Babaji's little kutir here. And very beautiful. Here's his little bed all ready for him and his padukas. And we're taking this quiet space to interview Martin Baba, who's come here from the ashram in Holland, in Lunen, Sadashivadam, to recite the mantras at the sacred fire ceremonies that we're having each day for this special International Guru Purnima celebration. So Martin Baba, would you tell me a little bit about when you came to Babaji and how did it happen?
The roots are American.
Your roots are American?
The roots of the story is American. It's because of Leonard Orr.
Okay.
Yeah, he visited Holland and I was participated in his seminar rebirthing. So he showed, I still remember, he showed the black and white picture of Babaji. And I was already on a spiritual path, I was looking. And I looked at the picture and said, oh, that's it. I'm going.
Just the picture.
Just the picture.
That black and white, very austere one.
Yeah. Yeah, the austere one, the black and white. The old, yeah. So, and I was with my good friend Hayden, an Englishman, and he also said, we go together. But I was quite broke, I was a hippie, and no money.
How old were you?
I was 20, I must be 24.
Okay.
So I said, how we're gonna pick grapes in France. So we picked grapes in France, we earned our money for the tickets. And we were in Holland, then we from all this money, we bought a lot of LSD. And he brought us to England. And something, it's okay? It doesn't work. You have no
It will still go, but our battery's a little bit low.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
So
it's going to be this will be a short spurt.
So do short. So then he sold everything in England, so he got 2 tickets there. I was left in Holland. So, and then he phoned me, so I have 2 tickets. So I went to England. I went at the border, and then they said, how much money do you have with you? I said, I have no money. My money is in England. And then I said, no, you cannot pass. We don't allow anyone who has no money. So I had to go back. So I went to quickly gathered some more money for a ticket, and I went to another port. So I didn't, and then I came again, and it was on Christmas, 24th. It was in 1990, 24th. So on Christmas Eve. So I went there and they say, how much money you have with you? I say, no, my money is in England. I've got plenty of money. Here's the telephone number of my friend. You can telephone. They telephoned it. No, we don't allow you in. But there was no boat back. And my flight was just on the 24th because it was Christmas Eve. There's no boat back. So I was sitting there in this room on the boat with a bobby in front of my guard, and with 2 Indians, and 1 Indian and 1 Pakistani. And they were singing bhajans. They were sitting on the. I was thinking, my God, they're going to my guru, and I'm not going. What's going on? So I went back again to Holland the next day, the 25th. I went to Holland, and I asked some government money, and then I bought myself my own ticket, and I went in January. So it was in January. I was in Delhi, and just in a dormitory. So when I never been in Delhi, so I just walked out and I said, well, let's form a belly. I go to the left, to the right, and who see? Babaji coming.
Babaji?
Yeah, Babaji was
in Delhi?
In Delhi. And because I look at the picture, and I look at him, and look at the picture, and yes, it's Babaji. So I was really, oh my God. So then Babaji come, he was on the pedestal. He come with 4 or 5 devotees. He passed by me without looking. And he goes on, and he goes into a Mercedes, an old Mercedes car. Old Mercedes car, a gold car.
No,
it's old, yeah, for me at that time, it looks old to me. And then he sits in there, and I was really shy. I come all the way to see Babaji. I finally find him. He doesn't look at me. My self-esteem went really bang, bang, bang. The doubts went up. And then he passed by with the car. And then he passed by, and then he stopped further, stopped again. He went out on the pedestrian, he went into a shop. It was in front of the Hanuman temple. There are all kinds of shops of all the states of India. So he went up in the shop, so I, I ran to the shop. I didn't dare to go inside, but I sat halfway the shop, half the Mercedes. I was standing on the pedestrian waiting for him to come out. Then he came out, he didn't look, but as soon as he passed me, he raised his hand. And I felt this, this showering, so showering in my body, his blessings. And then he sit in the car, and he sit with the back towards me. I remember this broad back of Babaji. And all the people in the car, they were looking at me. Staring at me. So he must have been having talk about me. It must have been, otherwise. Look at me. And then somebody else later me said, he showed you his back because you have to follow him. So and then he left, but I felt really accepted. I felt this heaven. I was a young boy and I see Babaji on the street. So I was heaven. So I went to Herakan. I found out my way to Herakan. I had no information. Got the Kashmiri gate, got the bus to Herakan. Somebody in Haldwani, I said, where's Herakan? Somebody showed me the way to Herakan. So I went to Herakan, I was thinking Babaji is there. When he left, like in January he used to leave. So I went in Herakan, I spent 1 month in the ashram, sitting with Turkan with Hukam Singh, this English man, and one incarnation of Hitler, one German man. Babaji said he's the incarnation of Hitler. He was
International what?
Of Hitler. He said this, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very nice to meet him also. But he was very difficult. You couldn't really see. We were sitting there, and now the three of us, only 3 Western people, and the rest were some Indians. We're doing arti around the temple, and then after 1 month, Swamiji said, I'm going to Vrindavan, because Babaji is in Vrindavan now. It's the festival of Mahendra Maharaj, light festival. And he said, if you want to come, you come with me. I said, oh, yes. So I come with him to Vrindavan. We go by train. And there I saw Babaji for the first time in the ashram, sitting on an ashram. So I go there, make my pranam, and he look at me and he laughs. He said, where you have been? I come from here. I come, He starts to laugh and to laugh. And I was sitting there, and I was so happy. A little bit outside, I was in Dharamsala, and I was sleeping. And this night I had a dream. Then, Babaji, in my dream, I put a mala around Babaji in the dream. And as soon as I put the mala around his head, there were in real time, there were 2 mosquitoes, one here and one here. So because of the stinging of the mosquito, I woke up. I sit straight up in my bed, and I got this bomb energy straight from the darshan of Baba. I got it from a dreaming state of consciousness to a waking state, just by 2 mosquitoes. Thing and one there. I remember that. It was really, and I was pleased. But anyway, then I followed the tour. But then we were in Gujarat, in Punjab. Then he sent me away. He said, you go back to your country, like he did to many. Yeah? I didn't want to go, but he pushed me to go. So then I went to Holland, and I stayed about in my bed for 3-4 months.
In your bed?
Yeah, in my bed.
Why?
I was terrified. I got such an death urge and very uncomfortable, like going in, this reversing I was doing, like a birth problem, to not to go out, to feel, it was, I stayed about it. I spent a lot of time in my bed and was doing nothing. So I wrote Babaji, I want to come again, because this has to be continued. Something has to happen. So he said, yes, I could come. And then I went in autumn time. And then he pointed me, you have to go to the Duni. He said, you go sit in the Duni. They sit in the Duni, and then Kamalata says, then Babaji wants to pass the Duni, and then Babaji said, who is in the Duni? And he says, Martin is in the Duni. He said, no, Martin Baba. So I got my name. This is a short story.
Very nice. And how long did you stay this time when you came in autumn?
In autumn I stayed 2 months, and then every year I stayed 2 months until 1983. And then it was in December 1983 there. And then I wanted to go because I will have blisters on my leg, you know, these blisters which don't heal.
You
These
have
wounds,
blisters on your
yeah, they don't heal, you know, in the wintertime, you're in the water, in the dooney. I said, well, you want to go? I said, no, stay till February. 1984 February, had Samadhi.
You stayed till February?
No.
No, you did not.
I was sick.
I understand.
I went straight to the hospital.
Yeah. Baba also, when I was there in fall of 82,
yeah,
he kept saying, you renew visa, you stay, you no longer, not knowing that it was going to be the last time that I saw him off.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, to be continued. When I have more battery in my
Okay.
camera. Bhole Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Yeah.